What are you doing?
I love you. Oh, you know that, right?
We do not have to do this, okay?
The movie What Do You Think About opens with a languid, sun-drenched image of Lisa reclining by her pool, lost in thought immediately, signaling the interiority of its characters and their relationships. When Charlotte wakes Lisa from her daydream and demands to know what she's thinking about, the audience watches a delicate interplay of desire, suspicion, and intimacy. Lisa's quick answer, "You," is met with playful disbelief, underscoring the tension between what people say to protect relationships and what they actually feel. In this first moment alone, the film captures a theme that resonates widely in LGBTQ storytelling: the fear of emotional displacement, of being replaced in someone's heart, and the fragility of trust in relationships that are still subject to social scrutiny. As they move inside Lisa's house and embrace, Lisa's plea, "Move in with me, I want you here," reflects a classic longing for security and permanence. Charlotte's hesitation, by contrast, reveals her sense that Lisa's offer is not purely about love, but perhaps about dependence, or trying to paper over emotional distance. Charlotte's comment about Lisa thinking about someone else hints at the jealousy and insecurity that can arise when partners feel unseen or suspect infidelity, emotions not unique to queer couples but often intensified when external acceptance is already precarious. This scene is particularly poignant for lesbian audiences because it dramatizes a familiar dynamic: the difficulty of navigating new relationships while old emotional ties still linger, and the challenge of asserting one's own needs without being cast as the bad partner. The exchange "nobody can make you feel like I do" versus "do you remember when things used to be romantic" exposes a deeper question about intimacy. Lisa appears to be equating physical passion with emotional connection, while Charlotte mourns a loss of tenderness and romantic ritual. This contrast speaks to universal tensions in long-term relationships, but is especially resonant for queer women, who often face stereotypes about their intimacy being either hypersexualized or de-eroticized by outsiders. By showing a couple grappling with mismatched definitions of love, the film humanizes lesbian relationships and counters monolithic representations. When Charlotte announces she's leaving town for a week to give Lisa alone time with your new girlfriend, the remark lands as both accusation and self-protection. It shows Charlotte reclaiming her boundaries and giving Lisa space to decide what she really wants, a move that may resonate with women viewers who have struggled to maintain dignity in the face of suspected betrayal. The film thus invites reflection on the emotional labor of sustaining trust and the courage it takes to step back rather than cling. For lesbian and bisexual women, the scene also touches on the broader theme of community and visibility. Many queer women experience a relatively small dating pool and overlapping social networks, which can make jealousy and infidelity feel especially fraught. Additionally, because mainstream culture still provides few nuanced models of healthy queer relationships, many women learn how to navigate these issues through trial and error rather than cultural scripts. This can produce relationships that are passionate but volatile, with high stakes placed on each conflict. By staging this particular fight in such an ordinary domestic setting, a pool, a home, a conversation about moving in, the film normalizes queer domesticity rather than exoticizing it. Women of all orientations can relate to the negotiation over moving in together, the fear of losing romance, and the discomfort of confronting a partner about suspected emotional drift. In a society where women are often socialized to prioritize harmony over confrontation, Charlotte's bluntness stands out as a moment of self-assertion, modeling for viewers the power of voicing one's concerns directly. The question, "Why does society hate seeing two girls in love?" hangs over the scene implicitly. Part of the answer lies in how same-gender love destabilizes patriarchal norms about women belonging to men, and challenges the idea that women's intimacy is only legitimate if it's in the service of male pleasure or under male supervision. The hostility or discomfort from outsiders can place extra pressure on lesbian couples to appear perfect or risk confirming negative stereotypes, which in turn can exacerbate internal conflicts like the one between Lisa and Charlotte. By showing them arguing, making mistakes, and negotiating, who do you think about actually affirms their humanity rather than undermining it. The film's SFW presentation is significant here. Instead of relying on explicit scenes, it focuses on dialogue, facial expressions, and subtext to convey desire and conflict. This approach allows the story to reach broader audiences and helps dismantle the stigma that lesbian stories are inherently adult-only or titillating. It treats these women as full characters rather than fantasy objects and invites empathy from viewers who might otherwise hold biases. In doing so, it models a different kind of representation, one in which queer women's interior lives are as worthy of exploration as their bodies. Finally, the film highlights a theme common in many lesbian narratives: the interplay of chosen family and romantic partnership. Lisa's desire for Charlotte to move in reflects not only romantic longing, but also a wish to build a secure home life in a world where queer people have historically been denied that legitimacy. Charlotte's refusal, meanwhile, affirms that autonomy and boundaries are also forms of self-respect and self-care. This tension mirrors broader LGBTQ culture, where the drive to create safe domestic spaces coexists with the imperative to maintain individuality after a lifetime of negotiating identity. In sum, Scene 1 of And Who Do You Think About operates on multiple levels: as a portrait of a strained relationship, as an allegory for queer vulnerability in a still hostile society, and as a universal story about longing, jealousy, and the difficulty of sustaining love. By presenting these themes in a grounded, SFW way, it allows lesbian and straight women alike to recognize pieces of their own experiences, while also exposing the societal double standards that still make women-loving women a subject of controversy rather than celebration. Lisa and Kenna's poolside exchange and subsequent move to the bedroom marks a crucial turning point in their connection, because it's not just a flirtation but a window into the ethics, vulnerability, and trust that shape queer relationships. Lisa projects an image of confidence and luxury, yet she also reveals a high-maintenance side and a longing for intimacy, which resonates with many LGBTQ viewers who have learned to balance public appearances with private desires. Kenna, meanwhile, embodies both curiosity and caution, asking tender questions about Lisa's past and her capacity for love, reflecting how many queer people navigate new connections with a heightened awareness of risk and emotional stakes. When Lisa admits she is still seeing Charlotte, it underscores an ongoing theme within queer communities: navigating overlapping social circles, secrecy versus openness, and the possibility of non-monogamy, issues that straight audiences increasingly recognize, but which have long been part of LGBTQ culture. Lesbian viewers may relate to the tension between wanting to believe in new love while also contending with someone's unfinished history, and all women can relate to the vulnerability inherent in risking one's heart. The film also hints at a larger cultural critique. Kenna and Lisa must negotiate honesty and mutual respect in a society that often undermines lesbian relationships, either by fetishizing them or by dismissing them as a phase. This is why their deal about total honesty feels so significant. It's a conscious rejection of secrecy and shame. Society's discomfort with two women in love stems from entrenched patriarchal and heteronormative expectations that insist intimacy between women should either be invisible or exist for male consumption rather than as a legitimate, self-defined bond. By depicting their relationship as multifaceted and emotionally rich, complete with awkward truths, gentle flirting, and sincere pledges of honesty, the scene invites empathy and normalizes queer romance. It shows that despite stigma, queer love mirrors all love. A mix of excitement, fear, and the hope of being fully seen, proving that the emotional architecture of lesbian relationships is as complex and authentic as any other.